Hey everyone, why so serious here? Today I want to talk about Serious Concerns by Wendy Cope. Serious Concern is a short poem collection by Wendy Cope about some of the things she considered as, well, serious concern. As this is a poem collection, I have to preface that I'm not the best at understanding them since the words feel like they're running away while I'm reading them when I'm reading poem. So if I sounds like I'm rambling, most likely it's because I am. With that said though, these are actually easier to read than some of the poems that I've read previously, and they're also so much fun to read. You'll quickly realize that the use of serious in the title is used more playfully than not. For example, like in the entry, the orange. At lunchtime, I broke a huge orange. The size of it made us all laugh. I peeled it and shared it with Robert and Dave. They got quarters and I had a half. And that orange, it made me so happy, as ordinary things often do. Just lately, the shopping, a walk in the park, this is peace on contentment, it's new. The rest of the day was quite easy. I did all the jobs on my list and enjoyed them and had some time over. I love you, I'm glad I exist. Which is lighthearted and playful, but it is immediately followed by some more light verse. You have to try, you see a string. You learn a lot, you read, you think. You struggle to improve your looks. You meet some men, you read some books. You eat good food, you give up junk. You do not smoke, you don't get drunk. You take up yoga, walk and swim, and nothing works. The outlook's green. You don't know what to do, you cry, you're running out of things to try. You blow your nose, you see the string. You walk, you give up food and drink. You fall in love, you make a plan. You struggle to improve your man. And nothing works, the outlook's green. You go to yoga, cry and swim. You eat and drink, you give up looks. You struggle to improve your books. You cannot see the point, you sigh. You do not smoke, you have to try. You do not smoke, you have to try. Which is a bit more grim than the previous one. There is a lot of irony in the poems, and the order it was listed. A lot of copium was also there as per the poet's name. The story on the poems are all over the place. I haven't read enough poem collection to know if that's the norm, but parts of them feels like it tells a story. There's the story about two alcoholics falling in love, which it's a bit disastrous. There's also the story of the poet Wendy Cope and her many poems that got rejected because it doesn't fit with the request. There's her response to something she read, like the quote from Wordsworth. There's poem to her friends and families, and a lot of other variety of poems. I think two of my favorite is Men and Their Boring Arguments. One man on his own can be quite good fun, but don't go drinking with two. They'll probably have an argument and take no notice of you. What makes men so tedious is the need to show off and compete. They'll bore you to death for hours and hours before they'll admit defeat. It often happens at dinner parties, where brother disputes with brother and we can even talk among ourselves because we're not next to each other. Some men like to argue with women, don't give them a chance to begin. You won't be allowed to change the subject until you have given in. A man with a bit between his teeth will keep you up half the night, and the only way to keep some sleep is to say, I expect you're right. I expect you're right, my dearest love. I expect you're right, my friend. These boring arguments make no difference to anything in the end. And the other one is names. She was Eliza for a few weeks. When she was a baby, Eliza Lily. Soon it changed to Lil. Later she was Miss Stewart in the baker shop, and then my love, my darling mother. Widowed at 30, she went back to work. As Mr. Hans, her daughter grew up, married and gave birth. Now she was Nana. Everybody calls me Nana, she would say to visitors. And so they did, friends, tradesmen, and doctor. In the geriatric ward, they used the patient Christian names, Lil we said, or Nana. But it wasn't in her file, and for those last bewildered weeks, she was Eliza once again. The book is short and it's barely 100 pages, and as I said previously, it is fun to read. Some food for thought with life, it's up and down, playful line regarding the author's own mortality and maybe our own too. Those are always fun to read, especially if it had more morbid sense of humor. I mentioned before that I didn't read much poems, so I can't have that much opinion about this book, but I legit have fun reading this one. I think it's a good entry point if you want to try reading poetry, because if someone like me can, I think you'll do better. That's about it.